Alright, today I'm cleaning the Micro Swiss dual gear extruder on my Ender 5 Plus. I've got a prior video that showed the under extrusion that was happening, and this extruder was having a lot of clicking noises and was just chewing through the filament. So really need to take it apart, clean all that remnant filament out, and then get it reset to get back to 3D printing. Alright, I've got all the components to the extruder taken off now, including the stepper motor for the extruder. Still has the gear on the stepper motor, but that's fine. I can clean that while it's on the motor as well. Even though I ran into this issue with under extrusion and this extruder chewing into the filament, this is still my favorite extruder by far that I've used on my Creality Ender machines. I've got it on my Ender 5 Plus and on my Ender 5 Pro. You can see here the easiest way to clean the extruder gears is with the toothbrush. But before I found this extruder, and even before Micro Swiss had released this extruder, I tried the all-metal single gear extruder from Creality to replace the plastic one that came stock with the machine. I tried another dual gear extruder from 3D Maker Engineering. That one worked okay, but it didn't have all metal parts like this Micro Swiss design does. So yeah, the toothbrush worked well to get all that filament powder out of there, and I've already got it reinstalled back on the machine. Now this next part, actually, I have a video showing this extruder getting installed on my Ender 5 Pro, but I didn't actually show this part of installing the extruder, which is a key detail that I didn't do the first time that I installed this extruder, and had a lot of screeching noise actually from the extruder, and that's what's on my prior video. And the key with this installation is actually to use the piece of filament that I'm demonstrating here, and having the filament in place while you have the gears line up together and then finish with the installation is really what's needed to avoid having any screeching of the metal parts while it's actually pulling the filament through. So you can see here, I know the camera's not the best, but you can kind of see that piece of filament moving. So you just want to make sure and get it up into the Bowden tube up atop before you finish tightening all the screws and getting everything else in place. There, it's sliding up. All right. Okay, with the filament in line now and all the way through the bottom to the top of the Bowden tube, that you can see, and I can feel it there with my finger. So we're good to put the final tensioning nut and spring into place, which is this one here. And for me, the end of the screw is flush there with the end of the nut, so I know that's set pretty well to have a good grip on the filament and not too tight of one to be able to pull the filament through. Alright, the reinstallation is done. It looks good, all cleaned up. Like new again. So the next step is to get this hot end heated up so that we can actually load some filament and get that extruder working again. Alright, so for this video I'm not going to go through a whole loading filament process because I've actually done videos on that already, so you can check those out here on the channel. But got the hot end up to temperature and just going through on the menu screen to get the extruder to be able to move some steps and just move some filament here just to confirm that the grip is good on the tensioner rod and everything's set to get a full roll of filament ready to go. And it's gripping it good and pulling that filament through, so should be back in business. So one part that I hadn't shown yet that actually happens in the middle of taking apart the extruder and reinstalling it on the machine is getting the Bowden tube from the extruder to the hot end set up. So I've got a new Capricorn Bowden tube here that I'm going to go ahead and replace and put in at the same time. That was actually already done with the video you've already seen. So this is the old one that was there, and with the micro Swiss directions, you've got to actually trim the end of the Bowden that goes into the extruder with the V curved, not curved, but this kind of V cut design. Their instructions for micro Swiss are pretty clear on how to trim that, so I've followed those using the trimmers. And you can see here a little better what I'm talking about, but that just helps line up the Bowden tube that goes into the extruder, and then for that filament passing from the bottom to the top and through the gears to be able to match up with the metal tubing that has it there. And actually one thing I don't have video here to show, unfortunately, is the hardest part for me, and that's been the compression sleeve. I've actually found that was the root cause of the under extrusion that I was having, and the clicking noise with the extruder was that the compression sleeve had gotten bent and jammed and was constricting the filament to be able to smoothly go through the Bowden tube.